Hello, my name is Serrano Keith Baldew, and welcome to Texas Justice Review. Today, we are going to review whether or not independent judges in the district court, Dallas District Court, are being targeted for removal by their own fellow man. And when I say fellow man, I mean their own political parties. So we have two complaints in front of me here. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background. These complaints, the first one, I'm not going to name the judges, just going to give them nicknames for now. The first complaint was filed from the Family Court 301 in Dallas. It was a fraud case against an attorney we'll call Sandy. So Sandy was sued for fraud because she jacked up $70,000, was filing all kind of stuff, harassment, stalking, making all different kinds of, causes of actions that you sue on. And there were, I think it was about 12 or 13 of them. So she was sued and went to district court. The judges that got those cases, we'll call them Adam and Eve. It's a male and female. One is Adam, one is Eve. Appropriately fitting because they were the first ones that got the case. When Adam and Eve got the case, Eve first ruled that she's rejecting the lawyer's answer. And this is how they redline her, the lawyer, that is. It says it's incorrect, incomplete. Please resubmit. All documents filed with the court must include pertinent case details, cause number, case styling, and court name, I think. So cause number is when you're sued, the person have about 4 to 12 different causes against you. Apparently, they wanted her to address those causes. Sometimes you have to answer a case because when you go to trial, there is no defense. And it's very difficult to address a case, to try a case when there's no defense. And so maybe that's what the judge is asking her about, but it was sent back to the lawyer. You got to refile this on the 13th, the next day, the 14th. 3 days later, you've got to refile that. And they gave the lawyer the reason. And up top here, it tells you this filing was returned. So essentially, in the first case that went before Adam and Eve, the lawyer does not have a file answer. And so she's in a default judgment because you have 21 days to actually answer. Within the 21 days, they try to tell her this. She did not want to listen because she doesn't care about the district court. She's down in family court, making mischief, making problems, and raking in money left, right, and center. So that's what she was focused on. So anyway, after a while, the judge in that case, Michael Snipes, he did the divorce case. We'll call his name because he did some very, very, very unethical and illegal stuff himself. So Michael Snipes went ahead and asked the Adam and Eve to take the default cases from the lawyer and send it back to him in family court so he can control it. Once he's in control of those two cases, he can then move forward with the divorce case. But if Adam and Eve had ruled like they were supposed to on the default cases, it would have ended if they had ruled on the district court default, it would have ended the divorce case because all the elements and the damages is in the default for the divorce. So he didn't want that. So he communicated with them, which is illegal, and they cross-reference sending traveling case from one place to another, which is illegal. The law provides if you don't want a case, you can recuse yourself, goes back to the court system, and is sent to a different court. So they broke the law there. Nonetheless, they had three criteria that this lawyer had to meet. I know about criteria is because when I sued the councilwoman for District 10, the judge in that case, Judge Monica Purdy, also said you have to meet three criteria. If you do not meet those three criteria, the case will be dismissed, and she dismissed my case. So that's case law too. The appellate court, I filed a writ of mandamus with them. They sent it back. I filed it again. They sent it back. Why? Because you're not filing it correctly. Okay? So Adam and Eve had the case sent back to their buddy, Michael Snipes. And let me tell you about the little buddy system. There is a group of judges that controls your system. All these guys here, I'm blocking their names because they have an event that they go to that I go to. And I like some of these judges. These guys pay up to $10,000 to the organization or organizer to run their campaign. And that's how they are part of this group. So what they're missing and what they just lost is they lost half of their team on the appellate court. Republicans kind of swept out half of them out. And so now what they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of the independent judges. So there's two particular strong independent judges. We'll call them Mary and Martha. And so Mary and Martha are independent judges. And while they're holding the case over there, I went to the appeals court and I asked them, can I appeal that Michael Snipes is hijacking the case over in family court and I'm supposed to get a default judgment? And they said, because the case was transferred and not final judgment or decree, they can't take it in the appeals court. So you got to file a motion to sue the 301 to bring the case back. So I'm stuck with that and bringing that back. Meanwhile, the lawyer again continued her fraud. She continued in family court. And then she was sued again because they said the other two cases no longer in district court. She was sued again. And when she was sued, these two cases went back to two independent judges, Mary and Martha. So the independent judges had this case before them since January. There was a motion for a default judgment since January, and they are not answering to the default judgment. So the lawyer comes up now, and she files the exact same answer that she gave to Adam and Eve, and the exact incorrect, incomplete information. All documents must be filed, included pertinent case number, details, cause styling, exact same thing. So there is case law and there is directions from the court. So Judge Adam and Eve already told the defendant, what do we call her? Susan? Whatever we called her. They already told the defendant in writing the paper or the answer is not an answer. Fix it, refile it. She did not fix it. She just changed the court number and tried again here with the new Mary and Martha court. The same defect means the same results, no answer. And under Rule 239, it's the same default. And the plaintiff is entitled to a default judgment. Right? And then so there are other laws that says court strives for uniform application of the rules. Disparate treatment undermines Rule 3, local rule of uniformity, bars defendant from relitigating an issue, undermined in a period action where the parties and facts are identical. So, and it must be rejected. So the identical answer this lawyer gave to this Adam and Eve, and that was moved, is the identical answer she gave to the new independent judges. They're trying to use this case to trump the independent judges' case. So let's just say the independent judges did not follow the criteria, the red things that I just showed you, and they rule on their own, do their whole thing. What they're going to do, and I don't know who they are, but I just know this seems like a setup. This seems like a mean setup. And they're trying to get rid of these two independent judges who are strong judges. But this is a way to do it. So I don't know if the attorney's involved here, because she suddenly quit the appeals case, the divorce case, and she's hungry for money, $70,000. She just keep jacking stuff up. I don't know if she got paid. I don't know if they went to her. Yes, they did go to her. The Kathy Stewart people were part of some of these things, went to this judge, they conspired with her, they reopened the divorce case where these things came out of. And suddenly these new lawyers that open up the divorce case, the very attorney is being sued here, Susan, let's call her Susan because I can't remember what I called her, Sandy, filed the very same thing before these judges. Is she part of this team? Is she part of trying to get rid of independent judges? I don't know, but it's just suspicious that she suddenly dropped out and is filing this thing here for these two independent judges so someone could use it to take out these two independent judges. Here's what's going to happen. If these two independent judges decided, yeah, we're not going to listen to these Adam and Eve case and how they were looking for criteria. I lost my case on criteria with Kathy Stewart, the councilwoman. And so I lost my case with the appellate court. Well, I didn't. They sent it back because I didn't follow the rules. So I think they want to have this case the identical. I mean, everything here is worded the same. This case was denied and in a default judgment. So I'll get the default judgment no matter what happened when this comes back. It's a matter of whether or not this court is going to follow the same rules. If they don't, I think the people are going to use this to go after them. They didn't follow the rules. The guy lost his house. She didn't even she sent it to trial, but she didn't even do a motion to stay because the house was part of the damages. And if the house was part of the damages and she has to award for the house, she has to order the house not be sold until she can resolve the issues here. And she didn't do that. So now that the guy's winning, where's the house? It was part of the damages. Incidentally, she didn't do the default judgment because she overlooked the law. She overlooked the process and procedures. And now the guy suffered as a result of that. Do we want these kind of judges in office? And that's what I think they're going to do here, to take out these two independent judges. I myself, if I didn't get a default judgment on this side, I have to use this to go to the appeals court and say, look, she could have followed these, Mary and Martha could have followed the same procedure because I lost on procedure. I lost my case on procedure. They could have followed the same procedure that the other two judges followed and give me a default judgment. Give me a default, either they were going to give me a default judgment before Michael Snipes reached in and grabbed it and pulled it back to him. I don't think Michael Snipes, he's part of this group. He's part of this judge group. Michael Snipes, the same person that runs it, paid $5,000 when he was running for elected office. Now he's in divorce court. He's a criminal assignment judge. All kind of stuff is happening here. Look at these people. They're all in the same group. $1,000 each to get into the campaign. I know all these guys. They don't want independent judges. And they're targeting these independent judges. They're going to target them during the primary, and they're going to put their own people in there. That's why I think these two cases are identical that they sent to them, and they need to take a close look at what's happening to you. I myself got caught up in something like this when I was in New Jersey, and I had a newspaper. There was a law the city was adopting to 1 year in jail, $1,000 fine for stopping in front of a school zone. And I was like, you can't do that. That's illegal. But before I published the story, somebody told me it is true. It's state law. It's not city law. That's why you can't find it. I looked it up. It was correct. I had to go by state law, and I had to follow that as the truth. What if these two judges, Mary and Martha, didn't want to follow these criteria that I lost my election case on? Then that's going to be used against them. So Adam and Eve here, they're going to say they did the right thing. These are judges. They're doing them, advanced. Even though these judges have 11 years and all this experience, they can't be trusted with the case because they're not following the law. Cost this guy his case. And I'm still suspicious that this attorney brought in from Michael Snipes' court, brought in the very same answer and gave it to Judge Mary and Martha. I'm not sure that's a coincidence, but I'm 99% sure there's case fixing going on here. And They sending my two of the Adamy case to Michael Snipes so they can move cases anywhere they want. That's evidence. You can move a case from district court back to family court when the law says you have to recuse yourself. So that's what's going on in the judicial system. And, these two judges, independent judges in Dallas, you need to watch your back because this is a very powerful group of people. I go to their events, I see good judges, and I see judges I just don't like. And I'm not the only one. People there said the same thing. I get invited to this, that's why I'm not showing you the name, by John Kuzo, who's a DA, because I'm a member of the press. I think that's why I get invitations. And I go. These two judges can go, but they're just not going to let you pay the $10,000 and be one of their crew. So, to the independent judges, watch your back. To these two judges, unfortunately, if I don't get, I'm going to get my default. It's a matter if they give it to me or you gave it to me. And if you wait too long and my house is sold, unfortunately, that's a motion for the appeals court. That's a motion to stay. And until I get these guys to come back and give me my default judgment. It's a Serrano Keith Baldio. Thanks for watching. And I just want to say one thing about the automatic filing system in Dallas. It's supposed to be automatic. It's that whatever judge gets the assignment, they get it. But when Judge Purdy had my case against Kathy Stewart, it went to the appeals court. She shut it down. I filed a new one. Guess who got it? Judge Purdy. You want to tell me somebody didn't go into the computer system and say, when that case come back, reassign it to Judge Purdy again? No, it's too close to coincidence and the truth. They're fixing the cases. And I'm 99.9% sure that this is happening. Nothing here is legal advice. Please like, share, follow, and we'll keep you posted on what happens to this. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.